Alright, so hey guys, this is Omar, Kendall. I'm here with Seth, Killian.
Hey.
And we're taking a look at PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Have a chance to show off Raiden for the first time. Going to talk to you guys a little bit about his playstyle and sort of how he goes about doing what he does, gaining his energy, performing those different supers. We'll go through his supers, give you a rundown of each one of those and sort of how they work. So Raiden at his core is very much an up-close combo-based character. He's really good at isolating a single character and doing a lot of combos, generating a lot of energy off of a single opponent. He's particularly good at air juggling, air combos, taking a guy into the air, and following up with a really long combo.
Or dropping a combo.
Yeah, it happens.
No, but yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Raiden is that he does. I mean, especially in a free-for-all match like this, and 1v1 obviously that's a different game type. But
sure.
Finding a way to isolate your opponent and get away from all the other guys who are going to try and take advantage of the fact that you're busy hitting each other is really critical. Some characters are able to do that with moves that just eject the other guys far away.
Right.
Raiden just takes you up into the air or pushes you out a little further with nice invulnerability on his sliding slashes and things like that to get that distance in there.
Yeah, he covers a lot of ground horizontally, and then with that up square that you see Raiden making frequent use of, he's able to launch his opponent into the air and then immediately follow him up into the air with an extended combo that generates a lot of energy. That tends to work really well for him. He's got a lot of strings, a lot of combos.
He went for a longer one there and got blown off for it.
It's almost as if Raiden's working against me here, but
yeah. Commentator's curse, man. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Just like in Raiden's own game, he's extremely proficient with his sword and extended combos, and even extending in his hands and his feet. Here's his level 3 super.
Tell us about that. We got the box view there for a minute.
Yeah, so everyone who knows Metal Gear knows and loves the boxes. For Raiden's level 3, everyone gets stuck in a box. There are actually some trick boxes, so they're empty boxes where he has to sort of guess where his opponent is. And everybody's trying to run for their lives, or at least crawl for their lives inside of a box. It's one of the more powerful level 3s. We have a lot of level 3s, like Kratos's or Sweet Tooth's, where the player themselves transform. Raiden's level 3 actually transforms the state of his opponent, so it's really unique and interesting in that sense, in that your opponents become so significantly disadvantaged because they're all stuck in boxes.
Yeah, that's somewhat of a disadvantage. It is pretty good stuff. You can rack up a good number of kills with that level 3.
Yeah,
pretty solid.
It's a little level dependent. Like we're in Stowaways, and it's one of our larger levels, and so he kind of has to do some running around and some guessing to correctly predict, or at least to get as many kills as he possibly can. But it's still a very powerful super. Whoa! We see a counter level 3. These guys are playing serious business right now.
Sackboy, of course, puts everybody into bubbles and reveals all sorts of items, AP, as well as if he manages to pop the bubble you're in. Yeah.
Gets a kill, yeah. The prize bubble super is really interesting because it actually makes his level 3 super a little bit cheaper because he has all those prize bubbles filled with AP, and if he can pop those and collect the AP, it significantly reduces the cost of his level 3 super.
As well as basically having his choice of item when he comes out of it, ready to light you up again. Another interesting level 3.
The general approach behind Raiden's moveset, we tried to copy sort of his button layout from Metal Gear Rising. So his square button is kind of like his quick sword slash button, and then his triangle button is sort of his heavy attacks. And you'll see him switch to a lot of the sort of sword on foot attacks. Those represent the more heavy attacks in Metal Gear Rising. And he has a number of chains that transition between the square and the triangle buttons. So we usually say like each character has about 24 moves, but if you count all of the different branching chains that Raiden has on his combos, he has significantly more than 24, probably closer to 3 or 4 dozen. His circle button has some general utility on it. He's got a parry, which is always super useful. He's got a couple of quick slashes, down circle and forward circle that allow him to cover a bit of distance. That's definitely an important part of his repertoire. And that really does represent the core sort of combat loop of Raiden. It's a lot of strings, a lot of moves that allow him to transition quickly to an opponent, and then sort of a long combo to take advantage, again, of isolating that opponent after you make contact.
Yeah, that parry is especially great in the air, because of course you only get one air dodge. There's no air blocking in this game.
That's right.
Very, very critical. Catching opponents in the air and trying to maximize your opportunities off that is absolutely essential, and having an additional parry in the air gives you a second chance to get out of jail.
Yep.
Basically a second chance at the guessing game of being caught in the air versus some dangerous opponents.
Yeah, a character like Raiden, who is so offensively oriented and doesn't have a lot of built-in like additional defensive mechanics, can really take advantage of that parry, because he is a character who goes all in and will find himself sort of in the center of we call it the combat ball. He'll find himself in the middle of action a lot, and having that quick parry on hand is definitely beneficial for him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of mobility as well, because there's, I mean, obviously there's, your double jumps and ways to move around the screen, but one of the things that's really essential for a lot of the characters, as you start to get a hang of them, is using their normal moves in the air for traversal.
Yeah.
And Raiden has a lot of speed, both on the ground and in the air, and can go both horizontally across the ground and straight down as well, which not only allows you to get out of trouble if someone's got you caught up in the air, but also to obviously put yourself in prime position to take advantage of a opportune situation that's developing on the ground.
Yeah, Raiden actually has a really excellent dive kick. It's his air forward triangle. Again, Songbird's not going to let him do, but it allows him to cover a tremendous amount of space in a really short amount of time, and he's protected while he's traversing that space. That's an extremely important part of Raiden's playstyle, is covering a lot of distance very, very quickly, and that he can be protected while covering that space is a huge benefit.
Yeah, you can go from the air to the ground, straight vertically, you can go horizontally, or you can go down at an angle, which is hugely advantageous.
Yeah, definitely.
It's got a solid level 1 that's good at picking up a number of characters if you can find the right spot to use it.
Yeah.
Or in this case,
his level 2 take that Zandatsu cut and take element, which is super important for Metal Gear Rising. We replicated that as closely as we were allowed, and so that has the right stick functionality straight from Metal Gear Rising. You're able to slice and cut and take in the same way that you will in Metal Gear, so that's really fun. His level 1 is a really cool like handstand spin attack. It has a tremendous range. It can hit in front of him and behind him. It's one of the few supers that does have that functionality. So because Raiden so often finds himself in the center of the action, having a super that allows him to attack on both sides is super useful for him. So yeah, that was a look at Raiden, our new announce for PAX. We're really excited about him. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale will be available on November 20th, so look for that. Thanks a lot.